What's up?
What's up,
What's up,
Junior?
Omar?
How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm good. I
Yeah.
mean, first I want to say thank you. I get here and I have a caramel ice macchiato
Uh huh.
just sitting here for me. So I appreciate that.
Good, good, good.
Yeah.
You're welcome, man.
Thank you.
So, you've been here. How long have you been here in Texas for?
Just about a year now.
A year.
Yeah. Let me fix this real quick. Yeah,
Okay.
just about a year.
Oh, okay. And I've been here now for 3 years. I'm about to be 3 years in March of
3
next
years?
year.
Oh,
Three
wow.
years.
Damn.
So, welcome to Texas, man.
Thank you. Thank you. So, really fast, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How long have you been in making in the podcast and stuff?
So it's gonna in June. In July. In July it was 1 year.
Okay.
So July, August, September, October. So what is that? 16 months? 16 months
Okay.
and 31 episodes today.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to say, never give up.
Thanks, man.
Just like I know it takes a while for everything and everyone to achieve certain things and reach certain goals, but it'll happen eventually for everybody. That's just how it is. And you know what? I believe that the longer it takes for people to achieve certain goals,
Mm-hmm.
the longer it takes, usually you build up your personality and you build up as a person. Some people it hits right away, but the longer, the more blessing, I believe so.
Okay. And you have your own thing going on, your own company, your own brand. Can you go ahead and explain a little bit about what is that?
Yeah. So it was around, let's say like high school. So like around like 2013, 2014. I didn't really know like what I wanted to do. I just like would go out, skate with my friends. Literally like would ride home from school on my skateboard. As long as I can have my skateboard or be on my skateboard, that was like the time that I would be like my happiest because it's like I wouldn't deal with anyone. Put my headphones in, whatever new song's out, and that was like a really good part of my childhood that I appreciate now as well. And like kind of growing up through music and stuff, it kind of put me in this environment of skating and music. So skating and music involves a lot of fashion as well because it's like for skateboarders, it's kind of like you don't. It's like a sport in a way.
Yeah.
Not really a sport. I mean,
Well, it's in the Olympics.
now,
Yeah.
yeah, now, but it's like you can kind of wear and be. You can wear whatever clothes you want to wear. You can be who you want to be. There's no uniform. There's no rules. There's no anything. Like you're not really against. I mean, in a way, you are against the government, but you can go out and find a spot, right? And it's like this building, and now your mind is like thinking, how can I hit this spot? How can I get on this rail this way? What can I do if I do this or that? Like you're just experimenting with like locations and spots, and I think it's a way to exercise the mind as well, but also really like opens you up to creativity and being yourself, and just the way you view things like that is it kind of slowly gets bigger and bigger, and you start to realize like what you don't like, what you want to do, what you don't want to do, as you continue to do that. So then I started to fall into more of like the clothing, which was like, okay, I want to start a brand. Like I would be wearing Nikes, like some Nike SBs. I would be just wearing like skate shirts, like whatever brands. And I've always thought like, damn, like I wish I could do something like that.
Right. Now, what made you make the transition? Because you said that, you love skating.
Yeah.
And not knowing you, but I would say, if you love skating, why didn't you, or how did you not pursue that passion of skateboarding and becoming a professional, and how did you transition over to the clothing?
Okay, so that was like it was kind of more natural, I guess I would say, because like I love skating, but I love skating for fun. I don't love
Mm,
to compete. I don't love to. I
mm,
will go out and skate just to have fun.
mm,
So like if I'm gonna take a career path, like I do want to just have fun with it, but it just never. I've always like also liked the filming. I like the creativity with the clothing, and like I can't really like focus so much on that side of everything if I'm only focused on skating.
mm-hmm.
So it's like if I'm spending so much time skating, who's gonna film us? We never had a filmer. We never had someone who was open to go and film all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, since I love to film, maybe like that's what I like to do. Well, that's what I want to do. So I'm trying to put my creativity in and surround myself in that skate industry as well, so that I can stay in there rather than just like be a part of something else. Because like skating is my passion, but it's also just like just gets it keeps my mind busy when I'm like either stressed out or like you can put your anger, stress, whatever it is that's holding inside of you, and you can put it in a plywood with fucking wheels on it. So
Right. No, yeah, I get it. Cause I mean, and skateboarding is, I would say, in some places it's kind of like a rebellious, because
yeah,
in some states or countries it's still illegal,
yeah,
and
of course,
there's a lot of restrictions to it. But I feel like it's its own like little culture, with the skateboarding, with the clothing, even with there's graffiti involved, you know.
yeah,
And I see what you're saying. Like, so skateboarding kind of gave you like that starting point to venture out to other places.
yeah, exactly,
Mm.
and really like think it expands the mind and thinking. What is it like thinking? It's like you're not limiting yourself to something. So like when you're skating and you have this box, right? Like let's say there's a box with like on the edges it has like these like brackets, right?
Mm-hmm.
These long brackets that you can just you can grind. So you put some wax on it, skate wax, and you can get it at a skate store, whatever
Mm-hmm.
skate wax. So rub it on there, so you can like grind like longer or whatever, and you can slide. Um, and so my point is that you can go at it from this angle
Mm-hmm.
and do this trick on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you can go over the box and like it's just different because like some people will like wally, so kind of hit it and like do tricks like that, or nose manual. Like you can do so much with a box
Right.
depending on the way you
You
think
kind of
of
have
it.
to use your imagination towards it.
Yes, yeah. So it exercises the mind in a way,
Right.
and you don't even know it. So
Right.
it's crazy.
Yeah, and even like when skateboarding barely emerged, which was in the 50s and the 60s, there was a lot more people doing it because there was very little things to do on the TV.
Yeah,
So people would be, especially like in California, and I mean you're California, so and a lot of people like here in Texas. Do you see a lot of people skating?
I do. As soon as I moved out here, I like even going to the parks. It was kind of weird because like the people out here are a lot different, and I mean, well, like the people that I grew up around, like I guess I was becoming a lot more comfortable with. And then as I moved out here, it did allow me to make some new friends, very good, genuine people. And um, I just like, I just have a lot more time out here to focus on my
Mm-hmm.
clothes. And then when I want to go skate and just for fun, I can go skate just for fun. Like I don't have to go and force myself to go down these like 12 stairs and almost break a leg or something, like, which is insane. Like the fact that people can do that is just crazy to me.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, let's go back to when you were talking about, like the 50s and 60s when skating started getting bigger and stuff, right? So like, I come out here and I'm like, I already have like the brand and what I built in Cali. So like, I already kind of have just like a solid base to work with. And then when I move it out here, I'm starting to, I think there's a bigger expansion that I can go through out here in getting people to know what I'm trying to do, or like,
what do you think that
support. I think I'm trying to open up a gateway for people who don't have much. And even myself not having so much, I just, my passion is to make something that's gonna open doors for others. And I think as I keep doing it, I keep getting a lot better, and I'm evolving more into my own thing. So it's like when I see my stuff, or like, I mean, I'll show you guys the clothes later, but when I make something, I don't want it to be the same as like what you would see in a store, or like, I want it to be different, and for not really for a specific person, but those who don't really give a shit about what others think and will just wear it because they kind of flow with that in their head. Like they love to say that in the morning and wake up, I don't give a shit what people think. I'm going to do what I like, and I'm going to do what I love. And that's it. I'm going to go about my day. If someone doesn't like me, okay, I still like you. Like, it's fun. I still like you, but I'm not going to dwell on someone who doesn't like me or this or that. There's just no time for that.
Right.
You really just have to grind. You have to stay focused, stay motivated. There's always going to be bumps on the road. But I think the most important part is to really just keep going and know not to give up, because everybody has downfalls, and like that builds you as a person.
Right.
So you need to take every downfall as a blessing and just continue in that path. So
yeah, that's one of the things that also kind of helped me moved here to Texas. I guess it's because, when you're in Cali, especially for a long time, you build up your community, your network, your tribe, so you have your family members, which are your close relatives, and then you have your aunts and your uncles, and then you have your friends from elementary, middle school, and then high school. So they're all there. Yeah. And they can, it's great to have that network, but that can also slow you down.
I 100% agree with that.
And then when you come, like for me, when I came to Texas, we had a pair of friends, and it was just us. So now, I have all this time that I can, use it wisely. Yeah. So that's when you really, take advantage and use it as much as you can, take us on a journey from like when you decide that you want to be in the clothing and what happens after.
Okay. So that's kind of the fun part. So this was about like 2016. I was graduating from high school. I had this friend that I was working with. His name's Noah. He was one of my closest friends, and we had ideas. We were bouncing back, this and that, and his mom owned this tuxedo shop. It was across the street from, I don't know if you heard of Donut Man, but it's out there in Cali. It's I guess Donut Man's like it's pretty big. I guess like people will go there 3 a.m., 4 a.m., whatever it is, and get a strawberry donut.
Where it's the big donut, no?
It's not that one? That's a different one.
Okay.
This one is it's pretty well known. I mean, if you want to pull that up, I'll continue to
continue.
So it was across the street from that donut shop, right? And so a lot of people from all over California, LA, all that would go to that specific spot just to get a strawberry donut. That's what like they were most well known for. Strawberry donut. Yeah. So across the street, she had her tuxedo shop, right? And oh shoot, okay, I thought I couldn't hear myself. She had this tuxedo shop, and she had this like little location next to it, which was like a little studio. It was weird how this happened because so there's this band, right? There's this band that would like host. I think they had like a studio as well, and they would like practice there and this and that. And then they had left, but they had remodeled the place.
Okay.
So they put money into remodeling, and they ended up leaving. So then this location was like about $500 a month just to rent out, which she was gonna hook me up. So $500 a month, and I'm like, fuck, what could I do with a studio like that? Plus, I don't have a lot of money. Like I just graduated. Like I don't really. I had a job. Yeah.
Did you have a job?
I had a job. Yeah.
And what was your job?
I worked at a coffee shop. So from the coffee shop, I ended up working at Vans. So it was like, skate shoes and all that, which was like a good job. I loved that job. But the coffee shop job, that's when like most this shit happened, right? And so I'm like, damn, like I'm going to use a whole check just to have this studio alive. And then the other check I have freely, right? So I used my whole check to pay the rent, the $500 a month. So I sacrificed a lot, but I also had a savings.
$500 of rent for a little studio?
A studio.
That's pretty good.
That's really good.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want anybody to take that, so I'm going to open it. And what I did was, my main focus was the brand. Like that was all in my head, right? And so what I thought about was like, okay, I'm going to rent out this studio, even though I don't know what I want to do with it. And then I'm going to get with Noah and talk to him, like, what can we do? But I didn't really care yet. I was more focused on we need that studio. Let's not have anybody take it because like it's such a good opportunity. So our main idea was, okay, so this goes down to we liked the music, we liked clothes, we liked skating, right? So this all creates like a community in one. And with that, we were thinking, okay, maybe we can host concerts because behind the studio, there's like this land in the back.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and this the owner of that land was like very chill. Like he didn't really care what we did there, but just be careful. And he was gonna allow us to create what we had in our head, basically like have a concert with artists that we know that are local. And I was like, that's a good idea. Like, let's do that. And we can kind of try to get our clothes, like kind of present our clothes and promote it in a way that they can see what we're trying to do, right? So we started doing that, and we were like, okay, let's host our first concert. We have this studio. We haven't had anything in it yet, but we would build our ideas in there and stuff, right?
It was just an empty, like a shell.
In a way, it looked nice because it was very, I don't know, it was like they had remodeled it. So like a very nice, I'll see if I can find a picture later.
So it was like very modern?
Yeah, okay. It was modern. It was small, like maybe like the size of this room, but it was nice. Like I liked it. And if I could have kept it, I would have. But I'll get to that point. So basically we were like, okay, let's host a concert. Boom, boom, boom. All right. We planned it. We had our local artists that we've always supported, like our friends and stuff. And then we're like, yeah, let's host one, this and that. So we got together a group of people. And We did the promotions, all that. We planned it, and we talked to the owner and stuff, and we're like, he's like, he loved the idea, so we preached it, this and that. And so we're like, okay, we still need a stage, we still need the lighting, this and that.
Right.
So it's gonna cost us, right?
On top of paying for rent for the studio.
Yes, yeah. So this was like coming up with money to do it, right? And believe it or not, we probably had $1,000 to work with. Already paid for that month though, the rent.
Oh, okay.
So we had $1,000 to work with.
Nice.
And then I'm like, okay, dude, I know what we're gonna do. We're going to go thrifting and purchase however much clothes we can with $1,000. And we're gonna open up a buy, sell, and trade shop. So I luckily had a friend whose girlfriend had a bunch of like clothes that she was gonna like hook me up with, just because like she had like all this like design or this or that, like that. I'm like, okay, like how much do you want? Like she's just trying to get rid of it. I give her 300, boom, she gives me all this shit, right? Shoes, I think like 10 pairs of shoes. I don't even know. But we had a lot of shoes. And then with the $700, we're like, fuck, like now we have 700, we need to go thrifting. And so we set up this like store kind of. And technically we were kind of like running it through the tuxedo shop, because she was like, my friend's mom was kind of helping us. She was kind of being a guidance in a way. Yeah. And so we wouldn't have to like pay certain fees yet. We wouldn't have to do this or that until you make a certain amount. So I don't know how we pulled it off, but we got a team of like people who liked fashion and this and that, and they were like, okay, like we have $700, help us spend it, and like we'll go thrifting, this and that, and then we'll get some good stuff. So we get it all. This is like maybe 2 weeks. It took about 2 weeks to go get all this clothes, right? We set it up with like these nice racks and this and that, and we had extra racks laying around. So it's like we kind of had everything, and we just used it to our advantage.
Right.
So the layout was perfect. It was like a rack in the middle, 2 shelves on the wall with racks hanging off those shelves, so you can hang clothes very nicely, almost like a mini gallery. And it was just perfect. So then we had like a little bit of money left, and we're like, okay, we got all this clothes now and this and that, and like it looked perfect because we spaced it out. And then I don't know how we pulled it off, but we had art on the wall and this and that, and like then we like kind of opened up. It was like a grand opening with a concert.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So this was like, it was just perfect. I don't know like how. So we did a grand opening with the concert, and believe it or not, we had like 300 people.
Wow.
Yeah, the promoting wise and stuff, like just friends after friends after friends, like kind of just promoting it. But I didn't know what to expect. We did charge that day too to get in.
There was an entry fee?
An entry fee, yeah. I think it was like $5 to $10.
Oh, okay.
So we made a good amount, and then we sold clothes, bro.
Oh, wow.
And that right there really like gave us enough time to have this store because of that one day that we did this grand opening. Yeah. And I was starting to understand the business stuff, but remember that it's not just about the business stuff. It's also like personal stuff. It's like friendships and people start to get weird, or like, I don't know, just you're learning more about yourself as you're doing it.
Right.
And so it just like becomes like a mixture of friendship and family and this and that, and like it just you have to learn how to separate those things. And like that's something I was still kind of learning. So I feel like it was very soon to do something, but we were just like, let's just keep doing it. Like that day worked. Maybe if we keep going. So we hosted another one about 5 months later from that one, right? And we're like, okay, let's plan for the next one. But throughout that time, we were buying, selling, and trading clothes. So this was kind of keeping us on our feet. It was working, you know. Very slowly, but it was working. Like if I can put money in my pocket from my pocket to keep the studio there, I would do that. I don't care. So yeah, I had my job and people who were volunteering to work there too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I 100% appreciate these people for the rest of eternity, because the fact that they were there to support, even if it cost them gas and this and that, they were willing to, and that's just amazing. You know, you don't get a lot of people like that.
Right. So you kind of build a little community within your little business, and anybody that had the same vision, or even, agreed with the vision that you had, helped.
Exactly.
That's great.
And so I was like, damn, like this is crazy, you know? It's getting a little hot in here. Sorry. Give me 1 second. So we hosted the second concert, right? Yeah. And that one was a little bit better. So we had more people from we had like different artists, right? So like rap, indie, and rock. And so this is when we worked with another, what is it? Utopian something. I forgot what the name was.
It's a band, musician,
no.
artist.
They hosted concerts too.
Oh, okay.
Utopian. That's what it is. That's what it's called. They were willing to like help us out. So like I met up with the dude that owned it. He's a little bit older, from like Inland Empire area. I told him what I was trying to do. We met up at Starbucks. I'm like, dude, like if you can help us out, that'd be cool. He wasn't even in for money, nothing. He was like, oh yeah, like we'll get a stage, this and that. So I ordered for the second one, was a lot better. Ordered a porta potty. We had vendors, this and that. And it was cool because we had a full stage. I had a projector, set up the projector on the wall. So like at night, it just looked amazing. And this was kind of a start of something to me.
Right.
Because the setup and everything was a lot better. It was just
right.
We ended up having about 500 people.
Oh wow!
Show up to that one because Utopian hosted as well. We hosted. The artists we had a little bit bigger, and then it was just we made a good amount that day, I could say. But remember, we ended up paying the stage, the porta potty. There's expenses. Right. So in our pocket, not like amazingly enough.
You're barely cutting.
Barely cutting, yeah. And then you're splitting with certain people. Like, oh, you know what? Like here. Like I don't care if I have $20 left. I'm gonna give it to you because you helped me, and this is standing. So I don't need cash. I just need just the fact that we brought this many people together was like already enough for me. And then after that, we hosted about 3 there. So the third one was like the biggest one. The third one was like a festival stage, like a huge ass one. This was like obviously 5 months later. I was now working at Vans. This one was amazing, but the thing where I fucked up was that day I had work. I had work, and I'm like, I can plan it, I can make it go well. Okay. But I'm gonna have to go to work and come back. Okay. And I don't know what got to my head. I don't know why I ended up doing that. I didn't take the day off. I went to Vans, and then 3-4 hours later, I come back. I come back and it's already too late because, so I set up, boom, boom, boom. I got people together, this and that. Me and my friend Noah, got all these people together, boom, to help us out, volunteers, this and that, because they fucked with what we were doing already. Mm-hmm. And then it was just so like I was just young in the head, I guess, like young in the mind, just like I could go to work and come back, like it'll be fun. Right. I want to be there, I want to enjoy it, but like how was I gonna do this if I don't go work and make money? How am I gonna keep this shit going if I don't go and make money? Like,
yeah, that's a tough spot.
It's a tough spot, and I would do whatever it takes to make sure it happens. Right. I don't need to be there. Like, well, I do, because if something happens, like, it's on me.
Right.
So I basically went to work, and I get a call, like, Rob, where you at? Where you at? Like, bro, like, there's helicopters and this and that.
What?
Like, aiming the light on the stage, like, we couldn't have it there and stuff. And this was just insane to me because...
And that was at your last concert, right?
Yeah, the last one we ever
was hosted. Utopia also...
Well, okay, so Utopia didn't know I was going to leave, but I thought that Noah or... I don't know what I thought, but I thought they could take control. It'd be okay. But it was just not a good day. It was not a good day. And I got like...
Did you guys get fined or...
No fines.
Oh, okay.
It was good. The landlord was cool with it, remember? He was like fine with whatever we did, do something different. But just like we had a huge stage, right? Like we had a helicopter called. They were going to shut us down. Like I was there in time for the shutdown. But it was just crazy. Like I had this permit too, and it was legit, but I paid like $10. I don't even know if it was legit. I paid like $10 for this permit to host it. And
where did you get it from? Some guy off the block, or where did you get it from?
No. I got it on this like I looked up this website, and then I ended up getting it on there was an application for it. I forgot what it's called. So I ended up getting it, and I have this whole like document that I have a permit to be here and this and that. And so the cop never really asked.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, okay, like that's fine. If he doesn't ask, it's cool. We're just having a concert, and we're just trying to have some people together, you know. Nothing crazy. We didn't even expect it to be this many people. But I think they kind of liked that there's something new to that city, because there wasn't really like much going on there. You know, it's a lot of it's a huge residential area. Just a lot of like, this city is like more for people when you retire, and it's just like very it's very residential. I don't know. It's like, if you're trying to retire and have a family, like that's the city
like
to
very
really go to.
Family oriented.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. There's bad areas like around too, around the same city, but it was I don't know. It was a very big learning experience in my life, and I think I learned a lot from all of that, or it built me up as a person. And we did do something a little later in the store, because that was more of our focus. But we did have like our vendors and stuff, and artists that were promoting their work. Like we had other people, so it created more of a crowd, right? With the store, we did like a pop-up with this like rapper. What's his name? I don't really. Oh, fuck.
Is any of this stuff? Did you have somebody record it or take pictures as you guys were doing the concert and all this stuff was happening?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
we have footage out there.
Is it on your YouTube, or is it?
No.
Oh.
So the YouTube, we haven't really expanded in that realm, but what we were realizing is like, dude, what are we doing? Like we're going away from the skating. We're going away from our main focus on the brand. We're going away from what we truly wanted to start this as. And that's when we started to realize that. And we're like, we need to slow down. Like we're getting to we're expanding out in a different area.
Yeah, it's like
And
you're
we're like,
losing track of your goal.
yeah. And it's like what are we doing? But COVID ended up hitting. So we had to lose the store because there was no work. And me and Noah were the only ones we were working and trying to put money into it. But like, what if there's no work?
Right.
So we can't continue the store, right?
And then were you guys told that you have to shut it down
No,
or close or anything?
not really. But like things started to go bad ever
Right.
since COVID. And
So you started seeing less people come around, or what?
yeah, so less people come around. It was starting to get really bad. Like I don't know, like it just when something's going good, and then it just boom
Downhill.
yeah.
Like you can feel it.
You can feel
like
it.
something's
You can
coming.
feel the energy around you. You can. It's just not energy you want to be around.
Right.
You know. This is the crazy thing. When things are going good, there's gonna be people around you. When things are going bad, they're not gonna be there the same way.
So you got to see who your real
True
friends were.
are. Yeah. Noah, me and him are good friends. We rarely talk now, ever since I moved out here. But he's always been there for me, you know? He's never really like switched up on me. He's always been there. There's just like other people around that kind of like switch up.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to see that because it's like you think all these people are your friends until they're not. You know? Until you can have
Until you need them, and then they're not there.
Yeah, in a way, but there's also people that will be there.
Okay.
This is not to everybody.
Right.
There's people that will be there and be like very supportive, but there's people that will just like entirely switch up. It's like, yeah, you're getting older, this and that, but sometimes they turn against you too. Which is like it's just insane to me, you know?
Yeah.
But afar from that, I think I can grab a lot of experience from it.
Yes.
And put it into my nature out here, and really use my energy to where it's most useful to me.
Right.
So
yeah, I think overall, I mean, as long as you learn something from what you've experienced,
yeah,
and realize like who your true friends are, and just your journey, your experience. So how long were you guys actually open for? Because it was 5 months when you did your third concert.
Yeah.
So how long was it open before you had to shut it down?
Let's see. So I would say it was open for about, okay, so the vintage store, the buy sell trade, was a little bit later because remember we had just like art on the wall and it's our creative space for a good like half a year, just planning, and then like a year, almost like a year and a half. So a year open, but it wasn't really like open. It was gapped in time. So I don't even think it was a whole year. It was about like maybe like 8 months, because like if it's gapped in time, it's like what was it? We were open about 3 days a week. It was like a Monday. It was like Monday, Wednesdays, Saturdays, right? Or sometimes Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, Saturdays. Like it was just like so weird. Our schedule was weird. We ended up getting on. We put our stuff on Google, right? And the times and the hours on Google, but just like I think it was just too early in the moment to like start something like that. And then once COVID hit, it was like a blessing, kind of. It was almost like a relief. I don't know why, but it was like, it's like all this stress off my shoulders. Like I don't have to like deal with all this like stress anymore, because I was just trying to maintain. When now like losing that store, it's like I moved out here, and now it's almost like I'm starting over, but now I'm putting what I learned into this new thing that I can do, more focused on the clothes, the skating. I'm putting my business experience and my business failure, and what I learned and took from it, to this new thing that's actually like helping me a lot better. So I feel like I'm moving a little bit faster out here, because out there is like super hard to really like move and like do things, because like it's LA area, you know.
It's too much going on.
Yeah, way too much. To get to one place, it takes like an hour. To get to a place that would take you 10 minutes here takes about an hour there.
Yeah.
So time is moving like very, very fast there. It's very fast paced. You don't have a lot of time in your day. You're tired. You got to work. You can't even get to work in time, because if you're working far, you're like in traffic. I don't know. It's just like, I do like miss my friends and like having them around and like this and that, but I'm also like very happy with like being focused. Now like using that experience to really get more detailed on this project, this passion project I'm working on.
Would you open up another store?
Yes. So that's that. Since I kind of expanded out of that topic in a way, let me reel you in. So it's the store I eventually want to open it up, right? Like open one in, let's say, New York, open one in LA, open one in maybe even like Europe. Like if I can do that, I would 100% do that.
What about online?
We have our online store.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we drop very rarely. But I really want to start dropping monthly and just continue that path, right? So I think I'm at that time where I've now purchased all the tools I need to really make shit at home or in a garage, or I really want like a workshop to really get a business going, you know? And then I want to hire a couple people. The hiring was going to be once I have all my tools and everything mastered. So once I master this, I'm going to hire a couple people that can run it maybe 4 hours a day each, or together 8 hours, 3 days a week, something like that, you know, where it's not going to be a lot, but they can help me out and I can build this. Like if I need clothes done, right, I can go do something and know they're taking care of it. Like I need something like that, a little workshop area, which I've now like, I got like my 2 sewing machines for tags and
so you pretty much manufacture, create, distribute, and sell everything.
Yes.
Like you're the company.
Yes. On my own.
Is that, then you say your goal is to drop like an item and an item every month on your website? Is that because of everything that you're doing, like as far as the creation, the designing, the getting the product, and all that? Yeah,
I'm really putting my heart into each project that I do. I don't like to release just like a normal simple t-shirt all the time, which I'll do once in a while. But I am now putting more time and effort into something that really matters to me, you know? And so I've learned to sew now. I'm doing my screen prints now. I am purchasing all my shit, Amazon, whatever I need, boom, 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 just order it, get it to the house next day. I'm making my designs. But what I'm also doing at the moment to make some extra cash is I'm also making designs for others. So like if someone wants me to construct or make something, boom, I got you. I make it. I make shit fast. That's I don't know how or why, but I think that's more of a blessing, and I think I'm in the right place because when I think of something, I can bring it to reality.
Right.
And that's just how I've always been. So like I right now with traveling, I have about 3 projects I'm working on. So remember, I myself have to do the video promotions for the clothes. I have to do the digital artwork for the clothes. I have to construct templates for the clothes.
Right.
I have to order shit for the clothes.
Right.
I have to go out and film for the clothes, take the photos, rent the studios. I do so much shit that it's more natural to me because I take my time, but I want to speed it up a little bit. But it's very hard to do that, and it does become a little stressful because you also got to work, and like I kind of do the same thing at work.
Do your full time.
Yeah, and I break down products, you know, the stitchings, this and that, and it really helps me with dissecting clothes and really figuring out the measurements and this and that. So where I'm at right now,
so throughout your whole day, you're in clothing and stitching
and business and product, and so I think I'm in the correct position and area for what I want to do, and I can see the end of the tunnel. I see the light at the end of the tunnel. I've always thought I've seen it, but now I really see it. And I mean, with the website and this and that, it's starting to get easier for me because as you keep doing something, it becomes a lot more easy. Right. It's like you get a lot better. You find out like what's wrong.
Second nature.
Exactly. And that's kind of what it's becoming with me. And then promoting wise, like I obviously want to work with like very high quality clothing. So yeah, skating and streetwear, they do. I feel like a lot of like streetwear brands, they don't put a lot of love into their clothes, you know.
They just do it like for just to sell, right? A lot of like mass production.
Yeah, mass production just to sell. But you can tell those brands that put more of love into what they're doing, and it almost becomes like an art piece. Like, there's a difference between something you print to make money and something you print that maybe isn't so beautiful, maybe isn't so, but it's the thought and the time put in to make something rather than how fast and how much money you can sell, how much you can sell and this and that. It's like mass production is dying, I believe. I believe people are starting to realize it's becoming cheaper. You can't even like, you honestly can't make so much money off of just your brand and selling clothes. You have to do a lot more than that, because like you can sell clothes and this and that, but remember it's going to pay off what you made and then give you a little bit of extra. Gas isn't cheap. Car payments aren't cheap. It's like you have to do more than just your brand. So I'm putting my videos, my concerts, like I'm trying to create this bigger thing that can bring people together rather than just focus on the clothes. But right now my main focus is the clothes because I've expanded out of certain areas and it didn't work. Like when with the store and stuff. Right. It took me a little bit away from what I was trying to do. So now that I learned that, I'm now figuring out how this is gonna work. It's like the clothes, you know, really master it, get my tools and stuff, and then at the same time, I can kind of little by little just work on film or this and that. Like I'm working on a skate film right now, and I go out with friends in LA. I'll go out with friends from out here that I've made, and I'll film them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like just people that maybe their dream is to become a pro skater, or maybe they want to do clothes. So like I have most of my friends that I've kept around me are very creative and are willing to work, because I really don't like to be around people that don't like to work.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to be around people that slow others down, because it's like, no, I don't want to go smoke weed and chill on your couch for 8 hours. No, I don't want to go drink and spend money on a bunch of beer all the fucking time. Like I don't know.
Like I have goals and dreams, damn it.
Yeah, like no, get the fuck out of here with that shit. I'm just kidding. But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like it's very, you have to stay focused and you have to surround yourself with the right people, because if you don't, you're going to end up like them. Right. And it's not like they're different, because everybody's the same. Anybody can do anything. But those specific type of people can slow you down, because they might not be in the same, they don't want the same thing as you do.
Right.
They have completely different goals. So you need to surround yourself. If you want to do something, you need to surround yourself with people who also want to do things and make a change. Because if you, for example, you have a company, let's say Great Value Purified Water, right? Mm-hmm. And they want to keep their shit like this. So now you have a steady business that's just like, okay, like we have our logo, we have our packaging, boom, let's just be the same and compete with Arrowhead and all these other waters. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So now this looks exactly like the same, as very simple and plain, right? Like a normal water bottle. But I want to be with the people that are like, hey, this is the same as like everything else. Mm-hmm. Let's make our bottles cubed. Yeah. Let's change our caps to black. Mm-hmm. Let's I don't know, let's put our tag, let's make it a little bit wider.
So you want like creative thinkers.
Yeah. Very innovative people. Mm-hmm. Because if you stay the same, eventually you're going to fall.
You're going to be the same.
You're going to be the same. You're going to be, why do you not want to change and get better? Like, I don't know.
Yeah. So this is your brand company, TRVLN, right?
Yes.
And then, so give us a little bit of the clothes that you brought in.
The clothes? Okay. Let's see. So the first biggest piece I've dropped, I would say, is this sweater here. Where's the camera? Is it this?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. So this is the first biggest piece I've released. So this, I did a champion sweater. Crewneck, okay. Eco-friendly. I put a little more time into it. I mean, I really had an idea to basically, like, it basically do like some Ralph Lauren type thing, right?
Right.
I did know someone who knew. Well, it was the cousin of Ralph Lauren.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, okay, if I could get sued, I can build remember, I'm willing to do anything for my business to succeed. So if I could get sued from Ralph Lauren, I can gain
was it like a little bit of fame, or
not really fame, because it wouldn't make me famous, but a little bit of like
popularity.
No, not even that. Just exposure.
Oh, okay, exposure. You know? Yeah, that's the right word for it.
Newscasts or this or that, like whatever it is, like I can get on articles or something. It didn't work. It didn't work, but
Did you go to jail?
no. Yeah, this is the traveling club crew neck. I wanted to do on
I'll put it out
champion
there so that
sweaters.
way at least now you have a bigger
dude.
chance of getting sued.
Yeah, anybody who's watching it, if they can like make an article on it, just say that I got sued, like that'd be great. So it says on the bottom, for the ones who don't give a fuck. That's a big thing for me.
That's dope.
That's like that's something I like to keep in my head every day. If you don't give a fuck, you're gonna be able to achieve anything you want to achieve. If you give a fuck, it's good to give a fuck, but it's not. It depends how you're giving a fuck. It's like if you give a fuck about the people around you and this and that, 100% fine. If you're giving a fuck about someone who doesn't give a fuck about you, it's totally different. Just don't give a fuck. Just keep doing what you want to do. Like, you don't have a lot of time in this world. And you need to use all your time wisely. There's going to be times you want to rest. There's going to be times you want to, which is totally fine, but just keep your eye on the big picture. The second piece. Okay, let me show you the second piece, right?
I could keep this one, right? Just kidding.
I mean, I can make another one. That's fun. It's kind of, I mean, yeah, maybe. I might let you keep it. Okay, so this one was like a reflective on a champion tee as well. Yeah, this was it was a reflective, a 3M material, just basic flames traveling. Now I'm getting a little bit more in the creative side and more detailed artwork, so it's taking me a little bit longer to release my next. But for example, here, if you want to put that over there, these is my first fully sewn piece that I've made, like deconstructed, added. I got the fabric, I thought of it, I digitalized it, and I brought it to life. So these on some Levi's, brand new Levi's. I did now more of detailed design. So these are every single one is sewn in. I pre-cut them. I digitalized them on Photoshop before to see the placement. And like it kind of came out exactly how I pictured. But it's like now I'm becoming more detailed and passionate about my work, that I don't want to just release anything. I want to release things that I get very creative on and put a lot of time and effort into. And so this was these were I also stitched my tag and everything, you know.
Very cool.
So these are meaningful to me because this is like the beginning of what I'm going to create. And they're not, again, if you don't give a fuck what people think, you're gonna wear whatever the fuck you want. Like, it doesn't matter.
Now, how does that work with having the traveling
on
tag
Levi's?
On Levi's, yeah.
Because I'm basically reconstructing the pants. So I don't give a shit. So like Levi's, everybody knows Levi's. I could reconstruct the Levi's into my own.
Without any consequences?
Without any consequences. Because if there's consequences and I'm just like, what, you have to go to these people to just create your own thing, and like maybe they'll understand. And you know what?
Right.
With me, I believe that Levi's or whatever brand you're doing would actually appreciate that and take you in as a designer. Maybe it creates opportunity. And sometimes opportunities come from the weirdest things. So it's like even like, let's say like Ralph Lauren, like, oh, they like that. How about you become our creative director or this or that? And it's like, you can create opportunities from shit that you don't even think of. And I'm trying to do different. So some people might have Levi's at home just sitting around, and they can just like reconstruct them into a completely different thing. So it's like, maybe I'm going to bleach them. Maybe I'm going to like, you know, you can make things your own and very personalize your items. I had this one shirt that I had made too. What was it? It was more digitalized. It was like with my camera and stuff. And I recently just made it.
Well, I think, you know, like right now, like your generation, I feel like this is more of the creative generation, especially with, you know, all the new tools, programs, systems that we're given. And, you know, it's becoming less and less about labor and hard work and more about creative thinking and idea developing.
I 100% agree with that. That's, yeah. I believe that's the new. Mm-hmm. Like if you're looking, let's say you're looking towards like NFTs. If you've heard of NFTs, that's kind of like the new thing. Mm-hmm. So if we go into that, it's you've heard of crypto, obviously. Right. You've heard of NFTs.
Right.
It's like having a little bit of something meaningful rather than having a bunch of something that's not so meaningful. So
right.
Like NFTs kind of work how the clothing industry will work now. So it's like or like shoes, for example, right? You get a pair of shoes on Nike for, let's say, $200, right? You order them, boom, $200. You realize they only make like 1,000 of those. Mm-hmm. So now you have a pair of shoes with value because there's only 1,000 made, nothing more than that. So how NFTs work is like, let's say there's only 10 of these digital original files of, let's say like Kobe dunking, rest in peace, Kobe. Mm-hmm. Kobe dunking in like this, it's just like a moment, right? And now you're selling this moment. So now there's only 10 original copies of this video. And let's say you own one of them and you bought it for like $200, $300. Now the value of that will go up because there's only 10 of them. Someone else might want it. And so with clothing, same thing. You have, or like the shoes, 1,000 of those shoes, you paid 200. Now they're worth $5,000 because, Travis Scott made these, or like
it's like a limited amount.
Limited, yeah, that's exactly what it is. If we put it in a smaller, like if we make a synonym for it, it's limited. That's exactly what it is. That's what it means. That's what scarcity.
Right. Yeah, that's what you're paying for.
Yeah, literally, or you're paying for a name.
Well, even I feel like you would even be paying for an idea, because if you think about it, like an idea is only worth its value one time.
Yeah.
After that, after you release an idea, you know, it's just, I don't know. I feel like it's just one time where you get that special idea. After that, all these ideas start popping up. So it's like you're paying for that particular idea at that moment.
Yes.
Because guess what? Next month, sometimes it could take sometimes it could take months. Sometimes it could even take years to come up with another idea, depending how much you're invested in it. And by that time, it might be completely different.
True. That's 100% true. Like let's say the McDonald's McRib thing, right? So McDonald's is coming out with the NFT for McRibs, and
so every time you buy a McRib, you get an AFT?
An NFT.
Right, yeah.
But this is what people don't think about.
Horrible.
Yes, to an extent. So McDonald's can come out with this NFT, and it could be people that say this is a horrible idea. I'm not gonna go get it. But then there's people that are like, oh, this might be an opportunity. It's only $8. Let me go get it, or however much.
I don't think a McRib is $8. I think
How much is a McRib?
Probably like $4 or $5.
Okay, well, $4 or $5, let's say. Even better. So you go and get this McRib, and let's say like you think so just think about like McDonald's toys. You don't think McDonald's toys will have value, but like 10 years from now can be worth a little more than they were worth. Now for NFTs this year is like the biggest year for NFTs, like the biggest change in our dollars and using crypto like Ethereum, Bitcoin, whatever it is. This is kind of creating like this new era for America, for literally the whole world. This is a new era because crypto is now becoming a way to buy things, you know? So
yeah, without going with the middleman.
Yes, right. And technology is evolving. So like all of this is a new evolution. It's a new revolution for Earth, like everyone on this world. So when we go towards like we were talking about the McRib, you purchase this McRib and you get an NFT.
Right.
Okay. And there's only, what are they doing, unlimited? I'm not really sure, but
I don't know.
I don't know if they have a unlimited. Yeah, look that up really fast. But let's say those people that didn't get it, okay, they didn't get it because they didn't want it. But there's people that got it because they see an opportunity, right? 10, 15 years from now, let's say the McRib is McDonald's stops doing the McRib. Discontinued. No more. They're not going to ever make any more. There's no more NFTs of it, of original NFTs. It's created value now because the price of that can go up for McDonald's collectors or whatever it is. There's collectors for everything.
Right.
The value of this, let's say this McRib, also is purchased through Ethereum. So however big Ethereum grows, this same NFT is going to grow.
So it says here, McRib is coming back and McDonald's is celebrating with an NFT giveaway. So it might not be with every purchase. Maybe they might do like the whole, you know how McDonald's was doing the Monopoly thing?
Yeah.
To where you buy
You got to win it.
Yeah.
Which, did people really win?
Well,
because I never
there's
heard.
Actually, some people did win, but eventually there was a whole conspiracy behind it.
Yeah.
Because the marketing department, and there's a documentary about this on HBO. Okay. Where an FBI goes on this research, takes on this research because the marketing department for the Monopoly is outside of McDonald's, right? So McDonald's contracted this marketing department to release all the Monopoly stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I might not get all this correct, but you know, the HBO documentary is out there. But it turns out that the person in the marketing department had family members that he would communicate to, and they would win all the money. They would win millions of dollars. So this FBI agent, you know, he pretended to be like an interviewer, and he would go to these people, and all these people that supposedly won millions of dollars, they would come out with these stories because he would ask them, "How did you win it? How was it the first time that you won it?" And their stories did not match at all. Really? And their stories did not make sense. And eventually, yeah, it turned out that all these people were all in it. but this guy had family members in Florida, and California, and Alabama. So each of his family members was getting a piece of that monopoly money.
Well, it's not very surprising. If you,
But you gotta check out the documentary on HBO.
I will. I'll definitely look that up. Is it
crazy?
It's still there right now?
I think so.
Okay. Can you send that to me?
I'll send you a link.
The reason I'm not like super surprised is because business. Everything is business. And there's people who don't give a shit about, just for example, they're going to give you the most uncomfortable shirt. But if you're willing to pay this much for it, then they don't give a shit.
Right.
And that's not how I'm trying to be. I'm trying to be more of very passionate about my work, and I want someone who it might relate to wear it. Not, which
Not
anybody can wear it.
Right.
Anybody could wear it. I don't care, because I don't like to judge. I don't like to be a judgmental person. I like people to just be themselves, and that's not me. That's your life. You do what you need or want with your life, and I can't really have my input in that. Like it's not my life. That's their life,
Right. So you're just trying to keep your brand going, and you want it to be unique and focus more on quality versus like we talked about, mass production.
Correct.
You want your clothes to have your blood, sweat, and tears in them.
Exactly.
And that's what you want in return. Right.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. I obviously don't expect it, but I do want it in return, because I'm sure everybody wants it in return.
Right. Right.
Again, it doesn't matter how long it takes. I will never stop, and I think that's a prized possession to have. This name already means something to me. I wouldn't sell it for anything. And it's just like it's a very big part of why I wake up every day, and just knowing I have something to work towards. It keeps me. It's my gasoline. It keeps me going. It's my fuel in the morning. It's the reason why I am who I am. This is the face of who I am. I'm just the mask behind it.
Right.
But this is completely my work, my passion, my drive, like anything that you could think of, I put into this name.
Okay. So tell everybody where they can reach out to you, where they can find you, see what you're doing, or what products you're putting out there.
Okay, so you can mainly find my product at TRVLN, so TRVLN .shop. TRVLN.shop. That's the website. I'm gonna pull it up for you guys right now. Instagram is @_TRVLN, so @_TRVLN. If you want to see kind of like more of the background of it, and if you're interested in that, by all means, go ahead. It's on Instagram, @_Robert Godoy, Godoy. Right there, I kind of just put more of myself, my life, obviously, and just kind of like mostly on my like stories, I'll just put what I'm working on, promoting certain friends or like whatever it is.
And then now you have, you've had, but you also have TikTok, right?
Yeah. So TikTok isn't my main focus. When it was like being a thing, I think I grew a good like 50,000 supporters just making like videos of me skating. And then now it's kind of evolved into making clothes. So now I kind of just use that to make clothes. If you guys want to look at it, it's same thing @Robert Godoy. You'll find it. And I do like kind of like little teasers of what I'm working on, what I ordered, just like little stuff like that. As for shows and stuff, shoot, I forgot I needed the Wi-Fi, but I have
I'll pull it up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll pull it up.
But I mean, I don't know, man. I will never stop like doing this because it's just very meaningful to me, and I really don't care what people say. I will continue to learn and evolve into the person I'm supposed to become.
All right, man. Well, thank you, Junior. Robert Godoy Jr.
Yeah.
For coming on. Me. Appreciate it, man. And keep up the good work. And
of course.
Keep posting.
Of course. One more thing. There's obviously this video, the skate video I'm working on. Next year, I'm trying to have a small concert, and it's gonna be like an art gallery in a way, and I'm gonna premiere the video I've been working on, which I want. Obviously, the skaters will wear my clothes and this and that, but this project that I'm working on that you guys should stay on the lookout for. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there with my beautiful camera that is gonna have blood, sweat, and tears too. But yeah, I mean, I appreciate you having me. I think this was great, the setting, everything. I appreciate the coffee.
You're welcome. And then we need to do it again later on.
Yeah, and stay updated. Maybe even have more questions on you too, because like I kind of want to know how you started or what brought you to the whole podcast and stuff. Cause I'm kind of interested because
okay,
I like to hear from other people's drives and passions, and it's just those moments are very special to people, and they can really help others kind of just like stay motivated and grind. So like I appreciate you being here and putting your blood, sweat, and tears to host this and grind, and even having family, friends, this and that, like personal issues, whatever it is, like, and you're here and you're doing it, and that's all that fucking matters. So like I appreciate that, and thanks, I appreciate people like you.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you too.
Of course. Thanks.
All right. Bye, everybody.
All right. See you guys.